We reopened our physical services at Christ Fellowship Miami in October. We chose to go exclusively online for our year-end service, and it was a huge success. So I want to give you 5 compelling reasons to consider doing this next year at your church. I'll also give you 4 best practices to execute with excellence. And lastly, I'll give 3 additional services you should consider going exclusively online for. Sadly, this video contains no partridge in a pear tree. So let's look at those 5 compelling reasons. 1, it gives your guest a break. Churches call guests to a lot during the month of December. Extra services, extra serving opportunities, extra giving opportunities, extra. So instead of giving them one more thing to do during a busy month, give them a break. 2, it gives your volunteers and staff a break. They have already poured themselves into the Christmas services, one of your biggest services of the year. So at this point, they are probably running on fumes. Eliminating physical service gives them a well-deserved break. 3, it reinforces the importance of online. Canceling a physical service allows you to play up the importance of online. It allows you to remind everybody going into the new year that spiritual discipleship can take place on digital platforms. This helps pave the way for increased online engagement for those who are sick, working, or vacationing during your physical services for the upcoming year. 4, staying connected is no longer a concern. In the past, a pastor may be forced to cancel a service because of extreme weather, but wouldn't dare choose to cancel a service. This was because it eliminated their ability to connect with their congregation that week. This is no longer the case. We now have plenty of opportunities to shepherd the sheep outside of a physical service through online avenues. Also, canceling a physical service will help narrow your focus and strengthen your ability to do church online. 5, collecting an offering is no longer a concern. 15 years ago, I was on staff at a church in a cold climate. During a very heavy snowstorm on Saturday, we wrestled with closing services on Sunday. We listed the pros and the cons to help make the decision. At the top of the con list was loss of revenue. We had it moved to electronic giving, so our whole offering was collected physically by passing a plate. Last year, 90% of the giving at Christ Fellowship Miami was online, and this percentage will only continue to increase. So ditch the outdated concern that you're losing 2% of your giving when you close a physical service. So I gave you 5 compelling reasons. Now I want to give you 4 best practices to execute with excellence. 1, be clear on the goal. This is a chance to give a break to your guests during a busy month. So let them know this is for them. Now, it also has additional benefits for your volunteers and staff, but don't publicly frame it that way. If you do, it may inadvertently give the false impression that your volunteers and staff are lazy, which, after working in ministry for 20 years, I can attest is not true. 2, be clear on the reopening. You need to tell people they are online for one weekend and then back in person the following weekend. If you don't, you might not get people back that first Sunday in the new year. 3, over-communicate. We communicated this change at Christ Fellowship Miami 10 different times in a variety of ways, ranging from service, website, social media, email, text, and push app notification. Do not rely on one email sent on Christmas Day, or you will have a bunch of people pulling into your parking lot on Sunday morning. And 4, place someone at your church. Even after over-communicating, you need to assume that a couple of people will forget. So place a super volunteer at your main entrance to turn away the forgetful, or at least place a sign indicating that your services are exclusively online. That was my 4 best practices to execute with excellence. Now let's look at 3 additional services to consider. 1, Memorial Day. A lot of people leave their city for this 3-day weekend, so you can either continue to do a service for half of your guests, or you can acknowledge this mass exodus and drop this physical service. Dropping this physical service also gives you extra bandwidth to do something inspiring online, like recording a message about sacrifice at a local landmark that honors the fallen. 2, Labor Day. Similar to Memorial Day, a lot of people will be out of town. The additional reason to consider this day is because it also gives your teams a needed break before the big push the following weekend when all ministries restart after the summer break. If you cast this vision to your staff and volunteers at the beginning of summer, they will blow you away with an incredible kickoff at the beginning of fall. And 3, Day of Service. Some churches put their money where their mouth is when it comes to compassion. They teach on the subject one Sunday and then put it into action the following Sunday. So instead of meeting at church for another message, they go into the community with acts of service. This not only helps you apply what you're learning, it also is an easy way to get free press from the local newspapers. Hopefully you found these 5 compelling reasons, 4 best practices, and 3 additional services helpful as you plan 2021. Let me know if I missed anything. I would love to hear from you and learn from you. I would also love to connect. So visit benstapley.com and have yourself an awesome day.